Lamont. I see you, Lamont. Lamont Datway Jones. Raw and uncut.
Yo, 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 yo. What up? What it do, YouTube? Yep, that's right. It's your boy. It's that boy, Lamont, that way Jones, back in the building. Yep, you heard it right. It's that boy they call Lamont, that way Jones, back in the building. And with that being said, my good people, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy, Lamont, that way, Jones, this way, you dig? And with that being said, my people, topic of discussion is, when it comes to, how can I put this? When it, in my eyes, the way I see it is, when it comes to political puppetry, if you will, because there's certain levels, and the reason I say it that way is because there's certain levels of puppetry, especially when it comes to the political aspect of the game, if you will, and these politicians. You dig what I'm saying? And that's some of the, or should I say, one of out of many topics that I am about to discuss and give you my thoughts and theories. And the reason I say that is because before, nobody, because I don't want, people to feel some type of way, because I know there's certain people out there that, that feel certain type of ways just from even some of the certain shit that you say to them, and especially when it comes to stuff that you tell them and show them as well, you dig? Now, with that being said, my good people, I'm about to give you guys my thoughts and theories, and reason and let me say this as well. We're just gonna put this out there too. Allegedly, everything that I am about to show you guys on this, episode of Lamont That Way Jones, or the Lamont That Way Jones show, excuse me. I just wanted to make sure, I got that straight and, and clear, and clear it up, with everybody who, would find that a problem for them, if you will. I'm just going to put it that way, you did. But anyway, with that being said, if you're taking the time out to actually watch this video, I just want to let you guys know you're greatly appreciated, because not only by you deciding to watch this video, that it's definitely going to enlighten your mind on pretty much the way that you thought when it came to these type of topics right here. I can almost guarantee it. You dig? It's also going to make you have a whole different outlook whenever you start to look at or just view politics, period. You dig?
Now, see, my people, I'm going to tell you guys something else that a lot of people don't know. That, excuse me, that I've actually been forgetting to tell you guys, okay? And that is, when it comes to President Trump, okay, a lot of times, I look at this guy and Even though, like I said, like I've already been said, even though, yes, he is one of the worst presidents we have ever had. But you got to look at, why. See, a lot of people don't look at the main reasons why this guy is like one of the worst presidents ever. Because even if he would have came into office and was the most perfect president of them all. In other words, if he was the type of president that everybody loved from every race, you know what? He still would have the same credentials. And what I mean by that is the reason why he still would not qualify, because, he only has certain credentials when it comes, to the business perspective of things. And don't get me wrong, that's what a president of any country does. He handles the country's business when it comes to, politics, period. You understand what I'm saying? But see, when it comes to Trump, with a lot of his credentials also make him one of the worst presidents ever. Because think about what I'm saying, my people. Because if you really look at it and think about it, hell, everybody, or should I say anybody with common sense, knows that Donald Trump has never, ever, been involved in any type of politics or political schooling of any sort at all. You dig what I'm saying? See, with that being said, people, I'm about to break down the real reason why he's in office. And don't get me wrong, I'm not even going to lie in front about it. It took me a while to actually figure out what I'm about to tell you guys, okay? It took me a long time. Well, not long time, but I'm just going to put it this way. Long enough, to the point to where when I first realized it and it dawned on me, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, when it comes to poor Mr. Trump, let me tell you guys something. Don't forget what I just said. This guy, I'm about to clarify and reveal some of the things that really makes President Trump one of the worst presidents ever. And that's, like I just said, this guy has no experience in politics. The only type of smarts this guy has or has when it comes to running a country is from the business perspective. In other words, he's a damn good president for the economy. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize, because, and the reason I say that is because, think about it, he is one of the most business savvy businessmen to ever, exist in the country, if you will. You can say what you want. It can't be denied, even though, don't get me wrong, I know about all this guy's faults, but even when it comes to him going bankrupt, look at how it didn't, if you really pay attention to the couple of times that Mr. Trump did go bankrupt, notice he wasn't broke for long. Okay? You know why? Because this guy, if he don't know how to do anything else, he knows how to run when it comes to a business, period, okay? That's something that you can't take away from the guy, even though it still doesn't change the fact he's one of the worst presidents ever, and that's why, just some of the reasons why I'm telling you guys why he is the worst president. Because whoever would have thought thought in the history of presidency, excuse me, okay, that we would have had a president of the United States of America who has not had any type of political schooling, period. Like I just said, period now. Like I just said, you know why? Because he's good for the economy, okay? Because, like I said, if you don't know how to do anything else, he knows how to run a business. Think about it. Anytime a person goes bankrupt more than once and still bounces back from not having, bounces back from having $0 in his account, I mean, come on, man. That just goes to show you right there. See, that's why the elites looked at that. But at the same time, why I also say poor Mr. Trump is because, believe it or not, Trump, he knows a little about what's going on when it comes to certain agendas. But the reason that he will never know what's completely going on is because I just told you half of it. And that is because he has no experience when it comes to politics, period, okay? And that, a lot of people don't realize that really, pretty much is what's hurting him right now. And it's also playing a huge part in him being the worst president ever. When it comes to the politics, when it comes to the politics, aspect of it, okay? Now, another reason, guys, I'm going to tell you guys is why I know for a fact it's hurting him, and he really doesn't know the whole thing about what's really going on is because, think about this, if you have no experience in politics and the only thing you're pretty much good for is the economy, guess what? That means that you're going to have an overseer. And everybody knows what an overseer is. That's someone who, pretty much, is a little more smarter than you are when it comes to certain, you know what I'm saying, like things, period, that you're a complete idiot to, and think about it. So that's why what I just said is about to play back to what I was trying to tell you guys at first when it comes to some of the reasons why Mr. Trump is one of the worst presidents ever. See what I'm saying? Because when you have somebody, continuously having to pretty much tell you, now don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's learned the basics of politics since he's been in office, from his overseers. In other words, the people who are pretty much teaching him, the politics aspect of presidency, because he knows everything that you need to know when it comes to the economy. You dig what I'm saying, my people? And think about this. That's another reason why Mr. Trump doesn't really have a clue what's going on. And I'm about to let you know that when I show you this video. I mean, he knows what's going on, but at the same time, he really doesn't. And what I mean by that is he only knows pretty much, should I say, half of what's really going on, if you will. And I'm not going to try to explain that. I'm going to just let you guys check out this footage, and you guys, can pretty much, that way you guys can pretty much, come to your own conclusions or come up with your own, thoughts and theories of what you think about this footage I'm about to show you guys. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, you guys, with that being said, pay close attention to this footage I'm about to show you. Because if you do, you just might learn something. You dig? With that being said, my good people, welcome to the Lamont Datway Jones Show. You dig?
We're going to connect the dots for anybody who has ears to hear. Some people are going to want to dispute this, but we're not going to argue with anyone. This is what's going on. There is no Q, there is no anonymous that has any information about this government or anything else that's going on. They have been leading you down a path of lies, all to hide the truth. And here's what's really going on. FEMA has more power than the President of the United States or the Congress. It has the power to suspend laws, move entire populations, arrest and detain citizens without a warrant, and hold them without trial. It can seize property, food supplies, transportation systems, and can suspend the Constitution. When a state of emergency is declared, Executive Order 11921 allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in the U.S. financial institution in any undefined national emergency. It also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the President, Congress cannot review this action for 6 months. Now, with the understanding that after Trump signed the National Emergency Declaration, FEMA took over. Now, this is March 13th, 2020. Listen to what he's going to say now. This is right after he signed the National Emergency into effect.
It is only the beginning of what we're really doing, and now we're in a different phase.
This is only the beginning of what we're really doing, because what they're really doing is putting everything in place to start the New World Order.
Now we're in a different phase.
The different phase that he's speaking of is that he is no longer president, and he has given full power over to FEMA when he signed the National Emergency Declaration.
We had some very old and obsolete rules.
Those old and obsolete rules are also known as the Constitution of the United States.
That we had to live with. It worked under certain circumstances, but not under mass circumstances. Under mass circumstances is being under FEMA rule. They were there for a long time. They were in place for a long time, and we're breaking them down now.
They're definitely breaking them down because the Constitution is suspended.
And they're very usable for certain instances, but not for this.
Because they can't go forward with their plan with the Constitution, our constitutional rights still intact.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
So he is officially telling us in a coded message that we are now under the rule of FEMA, no longer having a president. Fast forward to March 19th, 2020, in the FEMA National Response Coordination Center.
Well, Mr. President, Vice President, thank you for being here. Really appreciate your visit to FEMA. I think your visit really, as you indicated last week, by signing the national emergency, has really empowered FEMA.
And he just made the declaration that FEMA is empowered, has really empowered FEMA. Fast forward to April 10th, 2020, in plain words, it's been my great honor to have been their president. Past tense.
The American people have been so disciplined. It's been my honor to be their president. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it always. It's been my great honor to have been their president, and it's been my great honor to have been their president. I have a big decision coming up, and I only hope to God that it's the right decision. But it'll be based on the input from a lot of very talented people, very smart people, and people that love our country. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
He actually will not be making any more decisions. This group of people that he says will be helping him make decisions are the ones that are making decisions now, because it is FEMA that is making the decisions. And as you can hear in this live briefing, Trump obviously does not know what's going on, because he said, you should have let us know, when Mike Pompeo said, we're in a live exercise.
Pompeo says this is a live exercise. And what you'll hear in the background is Donald Trump say, you should have let us know.
This is not about retribution. This matters going forward. We're in a live exercise here to get this right. We need to make sure that we're in a live exercise here to get this right. We're in a live exercise here to get this right. We're in a live exercise here to get this right.
Does he sound like a man that's in control of anything anymore? He just looks like he has just lost his best friend in all of these videos that we're seeing now ever since he signed the National Emergency Declaration. I'm sure most of us thought that FEMA was created to help people in disasters. But here's the truth about FEMA. FEMA was created in a series of executive orders. A presidential executive order, whether constitutional or not, becomes law simply by its publication in the Federal Registry. Congress is bypassed. Executive Order 12148 created the Federal Emergency Management Agency, that is to interface with the Department of Defense for civil defense planning and funding. An emergency czar was appointed. Executive Order 12656 appointed the National Security Council as the principal body that should consider emergency powers. This allows the government to increase domestic intelligence and surveillance of U.S. citizens, and would restrict the freedom of movement within the United States and grant the government the right to isolate large groups of civilians. That's where we're at right now, people. We are all being told what to do, where we can and can't go. The National Guard could be federalized to seal all borders and take control of U.S. airspace and all ports of entry. Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Executive Order 10995 allows the government to seize and control the communications media. Executive Order 10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to take over all food resources and farms. Executive Order 11000 allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades under government supervision. Executive Order 11001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. That's where your census comes in. Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Executive Order 11005 allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Executive Order 11051 specifies the responsibility of the Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crisis. Executive Order 11310 grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce the plans set out in executive orders, to institute industrial support, to establish judicial and legislative liaison, to control all aliens, to operate penal and correctional institutions. And Executive Order 11049 assigns emergency preparedness function to federal departments and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period.
We are Americans, part of something larger than ourselves. For 2 centuries, we've done the hard work of freedom, and tonight we lead the world in facing down a threat to decency and humanity. What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Hopefully this has opened some of your eyes so that you can see where we're at in this timeline. This is true. This is what's going on. These are facts. Y'all have a blessed day.